Hello friends, and welcome to our 6th episode of selfishness in our marriages, and how this selfishness affects our marriages and how we can cure this using biblical solutions. So let's go on to another symptom of this selfishness that we are talking about. This time we are going to talk about not listening. You do not listen to your spouse. You're so absorbed in what you have to say that you forget to listen to what your spouse has to say. In fact, sometimes, even as your spouse talks and tells you something, some concern that they have, you are very busy planning your defense. You're very busy planning how you're going to respond, that you don't hear what your spouse is saying. And even other ways of communication besides the verbal, you don't hear the implied things, the body language. You don't hear anything because you're so absorbed in yourself. So you're not listening to your spouse. And whenever you talk, you're not talking to your spouse. You are talking at your spouse. And so you're not even interested in what the response will be because you've talked at. You're not even waiting for a response. This is that one symptom. You do not listen. The effects of this would be that there's no real communication and therefore no understanding of one another. Without communication, it is impossible for a marriage to survive. You must communicate. Whatever the matter, whatever the issue, there has to be communication. And communication is that system where you listen, you process and understand, and then you respond. That is communication. Now, if you're not listening, then you can't communication. At that point, the communication is already broken because you're not listening. So there is lack of communication in the relationship, and therefore it will be weak. The relationship will certainly be weak if there is no communication. Okay, so what might the cure be? The cure would be found in James 1:19. It says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry." That's the solution. Listen, speak less, and do not get angry. Because when you get angry, you will not hear a thing. You'll be so busy managing that emotion that you will not hear a thing. So be quick to listen, but slow to speak. That's why God gave us 2 ears, that we may listen more, and only 1 mouth, that we may speak less. So embrace effective communication. Embrace that communication where you listen, you understand, and then you respond. And when you speak, you pause to allow the other person also to understand, and then you listen to the response. Be sensitive also to other forms of communication. Be sensitive to what a person is telling you by their actions. Be sensible to what your spouse is telling you by their body language. Be sensitive to what your spouse is telling you by how they're rolling their eyes, tilting their heads. There are things that we tell each other by our actions. Let's be sensitive to that and try to understand one another, not only from the verbal, but also from the body language and from the behavior. Then we'll be able to start that process that is so key in our marriages, the process of communication. The process of communication does not start with the mouth, it starts with the ears. So listen to what your spouse has to say. That's it for today. Stay tuned for the next episode coming soon.